So, the sorcerer has just cast Exorcist Retreat on himself and has just is fleeing towards the edge of the plateau. He's still has a few rounds to go before he can make it there.
Yep.
And it's my turn, followed by yours at the moment. So, upon seeing this, my first initial thought is, okay, we can't let him get away. So, I am going to point my staff in his direction and unleash a second barrage of magic missiles.
Alright.
At him. Alright. He has... Alright, so that is... it's not very good. 9 points of force damage. Right, he has one... his one spell slot left. I'm going to see if he's going to use it on this. That is a definite yes. He raises his hand, uses his last spell slot to cast shield and nullify my magic missiles.
That means I'm up.
Yeah, I just realized that neither of us are going to be able to do much in this situation. I'm at a loss for what to do now, so it's your turn without failing.
Alright, I'm at the back. Oh, sorry. I am.
Yes, you and I are standing
right here, right?
You're at the you're at the north end of the bridge, but at the back.
And I'm not in melee with anybody, right?
Nope.
Okay. I am going to use my move to come down this way, my full 30 feet.
Yep.
And then I'm going to firebolt him.
Okay. His armor class shield is still in effect, so it's up. It does last a round.
All I have. With shield, there's no way that's going to hit. 15, I think.
That's his armor class without shield, so it hits the impact with shield.
Alright, I'll keep my eye on him. And that's it.
Alright. So it's the Wasp's turn now.
Yes.
The Wasp,
actually really paying for itself.
yes, the Wasp can fly, and it has a fly speed of 50 feet, which means it is probably the only combatant on our side quick enough to chase the sorcerer and attack him. And that is exactly its orders, so that's exactly what it will do.
Excellent. Finish him off.
Unfortunately, shield is still up this round.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 15. That might just... 19. 19 total. It impacts the shield, but...
Just misses.
Just misses. But it's right on him.
Yep.
So he's not out of the woods yet. And the Wasp has done the most damage to him so far.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so... Bilius is no longer paralyzed because he had to break concentration on Hold Person to cast Expeditious Retreat.
Yeah.
Alright, so Mustafa is up first. And having seen the leader of the village get stabbed in the back, he's going to turn towards the cultists and attack one of them. I think that's another miss. Yeah, it is.
He hasn't been doing very well.
He's been hitting and missing at almost 50%, I think.
Alright, Mustafa's done. We're up to Bilius now.
Yep. Who is unparalyzed now. Alright, so he has to make a saving throw. That's a fail. On the hammer. So, he is going to keep charging after the sorcerer.
Yep, leap the fence and run, but...
He fails to leap the fence, so he has to go around.
Really?
He does. He has his dexterity is only +1, and it's a 10 to beat it. He rolled a 9.
Alright. So he is out of this then, because there's no way he can catch up.
He does dash to get around the fence, but yeah, it takes all his movement to just get to where he would basically be if he'd managed to get over that.
Okay, well, Albert can. He's not encumbered by anything, so he can move and dash.
He can He's a dwarf, so I can't remember if dwarves have a reduced move rate. His move speed is only 25 feet, so technically...
Well, he can move 50, so that's
he can
good.
move 50, but the sorcerer moved...
55, you said, so...
You can't just get into melee with him.
Yeah, he's in melee, that's all that matters.
Alright. Now we're on Ivor's turn.
Death save.
First one. That's a 15. One success.
Excellent.
So that's his turn.
Yeah.
It's the cultist now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're going for that. Alright. The one that basically stabbed him is going to stab him again. Oh! I forgot something.
What?
I forgot. In the excitement of the sorcerer, Mustafa has to make a saving throw. Yeah, he does though. Okay, good. He was possessed by the Kako demon pawn because it killed it.
Right.
But he rolled a 17, so it's fine. We don't have to rewind at all.
Okay. Alright.
But he does. Alright, so we're on the cultist stabbing Ivor. Attack roll with advantage, and if it hits, it's an auto crit. So he loses 2 saves. This is going to be finicky. 15! He misses! Ivor's armor class is 16 with the breastplate.
That's a close one.
The other two... one really wants to stab him, but can't. And the other one is going to focus on Mustafa in front of them.
Yeah.
That's a hit, unfortunately. 5 points of damage. Mustafa still has a lot of temporary hit points, fortunately.
Yeah, he's only down 6.
Yeah, it's a nice thing that that ability isn't concentration of his. It's just we get deeper.
Alright.
Alright, that's... Now we're up to Xorek.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about him.
Yeah. Do you want to dash, or do you disengage? Or... He's just dashing. So he's going to take 2 attacks of opportunity here.
Oh, well.
Oh, a pair of 6s. Those are 2 misses.
He's one lucky sorcerer.
He then moves 90 feet.
Yep. They're not catching up to him anymore.
The wasp can.
The wasp can.
The wasp can, but the wasp bender is the only one. He's going to be the most valued player here. I can see it now. This is the turn. He's been doing horrible all game, but this is where he proves himself.
Well, that's now you.
Now me. So he is well out of my range now. He's almost out of my sight.
I'm the only one who can fire a spell at him.
Yeah. So I am going to turn towards the cultists then.
Yep.
Because, yeah, the one that tried to stab Ivor. I'm going to blast him with Frostbite.
Okay.
That is a failure. That is 2 points of cold damage, but they're at full health. Nothing has hit them yet.
Yeah.
They're having a very good day. It's about to turn around, I think.
Yeah, it's going to go south real fast for them.
Alright, so it's just me and Mustafa over there. You're up.
I will move an additional 30 feet on this side.
So he is 60 feet in a straight line, a diagonal line from you, basically.
Yep. And no shield this time.
No shield. You do have a spell slot left.
But I rolled a 16 on my firebolt.
Altogether, that's a hit.
No, 16 without anything.
Yes,
So that's
it's still
22.
Alright.
And 5 points of damage.
He takes the firebolt, but keeps running. But that was painful. He doesn't even stop to put the flames out. Just the flames just do not catch enough on his robes, but he's still going.
That's it.
Alright, that's your turn. It's the giant wasp. So, the wasp, Xorek is now 90 feet from him. So the wasp is going to dash. But because it can move 100 feet in a turn when it dashes, it is actually able to almost cut him off. It is actually able to fly in front of him and cut him off.
Alright. Can't attack though.
It cannot attack, no. But it is right in front of him, so he's going to have to circle around to waste movement and then get away.
Alright.
Alright. Mustafa, he's going to take a swing at the cultist high frostbite.
Yep.
Another miss. He's having an off day.
Well, that's the way dealing with low-level characters.
He also rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's his turn. He's used his action surge already.
Well, Albrecht and Bilius are just going to do what? They can't catch up.
I'm going to roll for both of them at the moment. Albrecht is going to see that he can't catch up and see that there's still some cultists to fight. He's going to turn and run towards help us. Bilius is going to keep going.
Alright.
So that's their turn. One is dashing forward, and the other is dashing back. Unfortunately, they're in the opposite positions if they wanted to do that properly. They basically almost swap places.
Okay. Back to the top of the round.
Ivor, second death save. That's a fail.
Ow.
1-1. If the cultists are next, and if one of them gets an attack and hit,
Well, he has disadvantage that one, right? Because he's been frostbit.
he does. Yes. Has to beat a 16 armor class here with disadvantage.
Yeah.
So one was a 14, and the other was an 8. So that's a fail. So they have +4 to hit, so it would have been an 18. That would have been a hit without frostbite.
Yeah.
Good old frostbite saves the day every time. When it works.
Okay. There's still 2 more attacks there.
Yes.
Sorry, one more.
All right.
One more attack.
All right, one of you can actually is in range. He doesn't care. No, he's worried. He's more worried about Mustafa than Ivor. He's bleeding out.
Yeah.
He's gonna deal with the actual threat and miss. The second one sees Albrecht coming up and hasn't been doing anything the past 2 rounds. Is gonna actually move up and attack him.
Okay.
16. What is your armor? That's Albrecht's iron. That is his armor class. 16.
Alright.
2 altogether, and he has all his temporary hit points still, and all his hit points still. Suddenly realizing that this was probably not a good idea, the cultist looks a little concerned. This is not as easy as they thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Their plan in the last 18 seconds to take over the plateau is not going well.
Well thought of.
Alright, Xorek's turn.
What's he going to do?
Do you disengage here? Yes, he does. But that does mean he only gets to move 60, so he has to waste moving around, and he gets... So he almost wastes half his movement on one, basically half his speed on one of his moves.
Alright.
To get around the wasp and disengage.
Alright.
So he is only 45 feet more from where he was. He's nearing the edge, but it's going to take another round.
Okay.
Alright, it's my turn. I'm just going to stick with working so far. And it's still working.
So you frostbit the one on Ivor?
Yeah, but it's not doing a lot of damage at the moment. That was 1 point of cold damage, but still disadvantage every round.
It's something.
It's something. Alright, you're up.
I move another 30 feet.
Yep. He is 95 feet from you. No, 75 feet from you.
I decide at this point to use my last spell slot.
Okay, magic missile.
4, a 4, and a 1. So that is 12 points of damage to him.
So, how exactly does this sorcerer die?
He is losing his last of his dignity as 3 bolts of energy smash into his body.
Yeah.
Not knocking him over the cliff.
He's still a good 30 feet from the cliff.
Yeah.
But he's running, so he does and slide a bit further towards it, but he does not a few feet further. But that's as far as he gets, and he is dead.
He's down. He's not dead.
Well, that is true.
I am going to probably go over and make sure. So that's my turn at the moment.
The wasp is also over there, and he's up next.
He's already dead, so.
He's down, as you've said.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually gonna roll for the wasp to see if it doesn't care. It's gonna keep attacking him.
Yeah, well, it was a construct, so. Waiting for new orders.
15. That's his armor class. 2 failed death saves.
Wow.
Yeah. It's easy sometimes.
Yeah. Alright, sorcerer's down.
Yes, so after the wasp, we have Mustafa. He's not dead yet, though.
Who?
The
Sorcerer?
Xorek. No,
Oh.
he's failed 2 saves. But,
Yeah.
well, Mustafa rolled better. It's a 3 this time.
How did this guy make captain of the guards? That's so sad.
It was a magic sword!
That we went to a lot of trouble to make sure he got.
And somehow he's still missing! He's a second level fighter. He's the same level we are.
Yeah.
You think this... Never mind.
Alright,
Bilious.
Mustafa's done.
Alright, so Bilious is up next.
Yeah.
He still fails. He keeps failing. So what happens now, I wonder? So the guy's down.
Well, he's not going to attack a prone body.
So I guess he's going to turn around and see the fight over here.
Yeah.
And head back. Who knows what side he's going to come down on, though, when it comes to this.
I don't know.
Because
That's a gray area, that one.
I'll roll for that.
Yeah.
Alright, Ulbrich has a cultist in front of him, who just took a swing at him.
Yes. Come on, Warhammer.
That's 22 to hit?
That'll do it.
Yeah, alright, D10. Oh, that's it was a low damage roll, though.
That's alright.
Yeah. Plus the 5 damage on the wall.
Total?
Does have his hit point, so the guy's hit point total.
Yeah, I'm sure that hurts.
Yeah. He's starting to realize that this is not going their. They're starting to realize this is not going their way. Back to the top of the round. Ivor, death save. Fail.
Oh, that's 2 fails.
Yep.
You're going to need to bind his wounds or something, or put a potion down his throat on your turn.
Well, it's the cultists next. Okay, this is not going their way, so I'm going to roll morale checks for all 3.
Alright.
Somehow, they still think they can pull this off.
Well, there you go. That's what zealots are all about.
And one of them is going to try and stab Gregor with disadvantage.
Yeah. Go for it and miss. That doesn't look good.
So the better roll was a 16, which doesn't count. It's discounted because the lower roll was a 13, plus 3 to hit.
So that hits him.
That hits him. He's dead.
Ivor. I just saved your life. Now you're dead again.
The cultist looks at the. He lets out a laugh. He lets out a truly maniacal laugh. Okay, the other two are emboldened by this, and one is going to take a swing at Mustafa, and the other at Albert. That's a hit on Mustafa for 2 points of slashing damage.
Hasn't even broken through the...
No, it hasn't.
Like
Third one misses Albert by an inch.
Alright.
Xorek is, oh. Death save time for him.
Yep.
Fail. So he bleeds
so
out.
Dead.
Yep. Okay.
Now you are up.
Now I am up. Just... I see that he's dead. I'm just like... and I just keep...
Well, the guy laughing with his blood on his sword and being maniacal probably does give a good hint towards that.
Yeah, but he fails his constitution saving throw. He's so distracted. And I roll 1 more point of cold damage.
Oh, you've been rolling really bad on that.
Well, I was rolling really well at the start, so now this is the opposite of that.
Yep.
Yeah, somehow the cultists are still in this fight. They had the least amount of hit points to start with. So now they're tied with Ivor.
No one's even paying attention to them.
Yeah, that was the problem. They're still here! Alright, so that's my turn. You're up.
I am going to...
You can tell from...
ford this river.
You're going to swim across the river.
Yeah,
Okay.
not that deep.
It's 15 feet across, and that's your movement in water because you do not have a natural swim speed.
Yeah, so I'm going to cross the river.
Okay, you cross the river. You're standing on the opposite side of the bank now.
Yeah. And then I am going to head towards the
So it's an action to dash.
Yep.
Okay, you can't quite make it there.
Nope. That's it.
Okay. So it's the wasps.
Oh, how far am I away from the cultists? Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. I already used my action.
Yeah,
Never
you
mind.
already used your action, and you're about 100 feet away from them.
Alright.
So you can't snipe firebolts at them if you want.
I can, but not today.
So it's
Or
the
not this
wasp's
round.
turn now. Its
Yep.
quarry is dead.
Yep.
It's just gonna hover there. You just see it just like waiting further orders. It doesn't seem smart enough to realize that it would be better to come back to where I am so I can give it more orders.
Yep.
So that's his turn.
Yep.
Mustafa is up and he sees that his boss is dead. And the leader of the entire plateau is dead. And he's going to take a swing at his murderer. That is cocked. That's a hit. No, not that. Not that D6. Another one. 5 plus 3. All right, he decapitates the maniacally laughing cultist.
Alright.
There's 2 left still.
Yeah, the weakest ones. The one has not even been touched yet.
Yeah, I know.
So that's Albrecht.
So that's Mustafa.
That's Mustafa.
Albrecht.
Now it's Bilius.
So Bilius is going to. He's coming back. Okay. He succeeds this time. So the effect wears off. He takes a look at the situation, and he's running. You can see him from where you are. Basically, he is turning and heading east towards that.
So he was roughly about here.
A bit further up. Yeah,
Here?
about there. Yeah, and now he's heading east.
He's heading this
Yep,
way?
full dash. So he's gonna make it to the fence. Let me see if he can get over. No, he's stuck on the fence.
Alright.
But that's where he's at the moment. Albrecht is going to take a swing at the cultist in front of him.
Yep.
That's a hit. He's going to be down. Oh yeah, overkill. The modifier is more than enough to... Yeah, so there's 1 cultist left now.
who is completely unscratched.
And more or less surrounded, because after Albrecht kills that one, he's going to come up and behind and cut him off.
Yeah.
So he has Mustafa and Albrecht flanking him, which means they have advantage on attack rolls. And then there's me, who can just snipe spells at him.
Yeah.
Alright, and the cultist is up now. Unsurprisingly, he drops the scimitar and just holds his hands up. He's just like, no, I didn't kill him. I've done nothing. It's just like, I'm fully willing to place myself in your protective custody / and wait proper trial.
Yeah.
So, we're out of combat then. There are no more combatants.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
I walk over to the sorcerer's body.
Yep.
First off, ensure that he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah. Do a med check or whatever.
You don't have to roll for this. It's pretty obvious he's bled out.
Alright. Then I'm going to investigate the body and search.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
23.
23. That's very good. Okay, so you find...
I'll have investigation, so it does help.
So you find he has a small pouch and a coin purse on him. You see them as different, so you obviously take those first, I assume, as you're searching him.
Yeah.
Alright, the coin purse has a grand total of... It has 5 platinum coins in it, which is 50 gold in translation, plus 25 gold pieces.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it. So it's a grand total of 75 gold pieces if you want to, but 5 of it's in platinum coins.
Yep.
Alright. He also has basically a pouch on him, which is more or less a smaller version of a satchel.
Yep.
Right.
What's in that?
Right, you open it up. There just seems to be some personal belongings in here. You see some things which might be spell components. But as you're searching it, because you roll a 23, you also find that there is a secret pouch, basically, sewn in a pocket sewn into this, and you're able to cut it open with your dagger. And what you find in there is a letter, which has a wax seal on it, which the seal is identical to the mark he has on his robes, the hand with the 7-point star. You might think this might have something to do with that Court of the Seven he was talking about when he first showed up.
Alright, I'm going to leave that for the moment.
Yeah, you also find his shoes, and they are shoes, not boots, are rather well made, and there's something unusual about these. So there's this pattern on them that doesn't make quite sense. And they're quite soft, but he was running in them with no difficulty. This is almost like these are a step above slippers almost.
Wow.
But those catch your eye as well. He has a dagger on him. He's got some food and some other stuff, but apart from that, that's about it.
Okay. Well, I will take those things that seem interesting.
Yeah.
The letter, the shoes, and the money.
Yeah.
And I'll leave his body for the moment.
Yeah.
I'll put them... I'll just put the money in my pouch, and I'll just tuck the letter in my jacket.
Yeah.
And the shoes I will just put into a bag for the moment, and then I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Okay. Needless to say, in the time it takes you to search him, the minute that that everyone remaining has the temporary hit points, who has them, that wears off.
Yep. Yep.
And you can see the three of us. Mustafa has handcuffed the remaining cultist, and he's just sitting there. He's like, nope. I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm not putting up any fight. He's like, nope, I'm good.
What has Bilius done?
Bilius has, now that there's no longer a fight, there's no longer a need for him to continue making wisdom saving throws. So he succeeded on the last one. He's still running. Though he seems to now be heading in the direction of his house, you think.
Alright. Okay. Well...
Alright, and you see the three of us standing over on the bridge where Albrecht's corpse is.
I come back to
Ivor's
you
corpse.
guys.
So you come over to us?
Yeah. And I say to Mustafa, we should probably arrest Bilius.
agrees. He says, Ulrich says, "There's absolutely no way he's going to become willing. He's going to come willingly."
He might. Just tell him it's, this is a lawful action. Let's see what he does.
All right. Are we trusting this one remaining cultist to remain here handcuffed? Or is someone staying behind?
There must be a watch member nearby that we can call over.
There's a few people gathering at this point because there's a loud noise, and now the fighting is dying down. There are people coming out, and yes, there are some watch officers coming over.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are clearly seeing the very dead body of the alderman.
Yeah.
And the blood and the bloodied scimitar in the cultist's hands who killed him.
Yeah. So I think we can leave the remaining cultists in...
A watch officer is called over, and in fact, you recognize it as being Lobelia, who has been absent for a few days, and Mustafa says... just basically explains, and she's going to be taking him, the cultist, to the watchtower with a few others.
All right.
It's pretty clear at this point that she's realizing who won. And
yeah.
She isn't an idiot.
So we see Bilius?
He is currently trying to open the door before realizing that his father locked it. So he's in front of his door, and he's looking over to his father's body.
Well, I nudge Mustafa and say...
Yeah. The four of us are going to head over there, basically.
Yeah, just tell him that he's under arrest and see what he does.
Alright, Mustafa is going to... Yeah, he says, "Bilius, do not make this any harder on yourself. You are under arrest and awaiting fair trial." He says... Bilius is... Oh yeah, he's terrified. He can't put the hammer down, unfortunately. He's trying to, but cannot. He's trying to make it clear that he cannot do that.
No, put him in shackles.
Yep. Ivor does that. Shackles him behind his back and sort of uses so the hammer is stuck behind there, basically. So he can't swing around. But apart from that, that's the best they can do. Ulrich says that he'll assist Mustafa taking Bilius in. And the giant wasp comes flying over at this point. Because it's around for another hour.
Well, yeah, almost.
Okay.
And that's it.
That is the end of the fight. Yeah, so his turn, he says, "So now what do we do?"
Well, I think we should probably take poor Ivor's body.
There's a few people doing that already. So
all right. So people are taking care of the bodies then?
Yes, they're not entirely sure what to do because the normal funerary rites are to take it to the Temple of Mithras, but cultists of the Temple of Mithras were responsible for killing him, and there's only one left alive, and he's under arrest.
Just take him to his house.
Yeah, so they're going to do that. There's going to might be some politics involved in this debate, but you get the distinct feeling he's going to be laid to rest, and then they'll probably look for a new alderman.
Yeah, so that's a future thing.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that is pretty much all we need to do about this, I think. I think it's just time to go get some rest, maybe.
Yeah, so we go back to rest. So, we're going to divide up the... Are we going to divide up the money? Or...
What money?
Right.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I had nothing on him.
Are you seriously going to be doing this now?
No.
Alright. So... 75 is...
Oh, it's just... we should keep that as platinum, because we can't exchange it anyway. Because I think platinum might come in handy later
Okay, so it's 25 gold pieces split 2 ways, so I get 12.
No, you take the platinum. You take the platinum. I'll take the gold.
Oh, okay. All right, and then we have these shoes, which I'm going to run detect magic on.
Oh, I want to detect magic on the sealed letter as well,
Okay.
just in case there might be a spell on that.
Okay, so I cast detect magic.
Yep.
All right, the shoes are magical. There's no magic coming from the letter. So this is
Right.
after we're basically back in your house at this point.
All right, I'll ritual cast identify on him.
At about 8:30 in the morning, and we're spent.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
So you're going to ritual cast identify on the shoes.
Yep.
All right. So after the 11 minutes goes by, these are slippers of spider climbing.
Oh.
So these require attunement, which means which you obviously know means some magic items require you to attune to them over a short rest, and you can only attune to a certain number of magic items.
Yep.
While you wear these light shoes, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings while leaving your hands free. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed while you do so.
Yep.
These do not help against slippery surfaces such as oil, grease, ice, that sort of thing. But they will work on anything else.
Cool. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with those. The other thing I want to do is... let's have a look at his orders.
The letter, okay.
'Cause I think that's what this is.
Okay, so
Crack the seal on...
you break the seal?
Yep.
Okay. You pull out Alright, you pull out the letter.
Yep.
Alright. Do you read Draconic? No, neither of us do, so I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages on this.
Ritual cast, I assume, because we're out of spell slot.
I still have
Or do
one
you
slot left.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll ritual cast it because there's no rush at the moment.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, so right there it says Xorek. It says it's addressed to Xorek, demigod of the Court of the Seven. That's
Sure.
what it says.
I know.
You are hereby instructed to examine the large plateau that lies to the west. It says it says northwest. Some of our scouts have reported seeing smoke rise from this and other strange phenomenon, such as flashes of light in the night sky, cracks of thunder, and they go on to list a few other things. So you think some people might have noticed some of the recent happenings on this plateau.
Yes. Okay.
Furthermore, it is believed that there is a village or settlement upon this plateau, which may be brought under the control of the Court of the Seven. It says, you are to be granted a small retinue to assist you in this manner, and you may use whatever methods at your disposal to do so. It says, ideally, we wish these people to be taken prisoner and enslaved, and therefore we request you take them alive. However, should it be proved too difficult, you are more than welcome to use whatever means necessary to ensure your own life and the obedience of the populace. It says, do not fail in this matter. It says, it is of importance. There may be some research shows there are some important materials on this plateau which may be of use to the court. It says, if once you succeed or should you fail, report to. There will be a contact in Vern's Run, a 2 weeks journey from said plateau to the east. It says, meet your contact there, who will inform us of your success or failure, and you shall be rewarded or punished accordingly. It says, and the last line is, the lords and ladies of the ruling court. And that's it.
No mention of what this contact's name is.
Nope.
So, we have a name now, I think, for that village I flew over.
It does seem to fit the distance, I say.
Interesting.
And there is another one of these members of this Court of the Seven there.
Yet another demigod.
Well, possibly a sorcerer, or maybe just another operative, but someone is awaiting a contact.
Yes, definitely something that we need to look into for sure. All right. This is something I haven't done yet. Or actually, I probably have done, but not really talked about. I want to pull out the atlas.
Yep.
And I want to look through it a little bit. Because it's early in the day, even though we're spent.
Yep.
It is early in the day.
We can just have a short rest if you want. You can... One of us.
That's fine. Yeah. I just want to look through it and see if there are any references to any of the names that we've come up with so far.
Right.
Well, obviously the Court of the Seven. Also, I want to look for Illyria,
Okay.
see if there's anything about that, and just see.
And probably Vern's Run.
I want to see if when my flyover, if any of that terrain matches anything I see in here.
Okay.
And also, of course, look for the Plateau, see if that's there as well.
So you do... Alright, so as you're looking through this,
Yep.
this is probably going to be a check. Yeah, make an investigation check, but with my assistance.
Uh, 25.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So easily enough to do. It takes us a little... We just look through it a little bit. Some of the pages are a little worn, so it takes us... And some of it's in some older languages, but we work through it all. We do find the Plateau, which is a good starting point. We look in the direction of where you think that where that village is. The terrain matches quite similar. We do notice that where we saw that garrison, which was being inhabited by some creatures we couldn't identify, but looked like it was under repair. That is on this map, but it looks like it's more like it probably would have been maybe active at this point. As we keep going, we see the forest, we see the ravine that you saw in the large lake, and you see where the crossroads probably would be, and the river is, but there's no village there, Vern's Run, or otherwise, on that point. So this...
Does that garrison have a name on the map?
Yes, it's Fort S.A.N, with an X. Xellen.
Yeah, so I'll probably have to check that out.
Alright, you don't see any Vern's Run there, though. But that just might be...
No Lyria either?
Sorry?
No Lyria
You
either?
do find Lyria, though.
What?
It is... almost perfectly north of the plateau on this map.
Wow. How far away?
Far. It looks like it's going to be some as you head north on this map, the terrain looks like it becomes rougher, more mountains. But basically, it's north, slightly east, so it is kind of... That's more north than east, and it looks like it's drawn on the map to be with a castle with a... Oh, it looks like almost the stereotype or idyllic version of what a medieval castle would look like. Marble walls, towers, that sort of thing.
Alright. Answers a few questions.
There are a few other names that that do stick out, but none of them you recognize.
Alright. Well, that's enough. That's enough for the moment. We'll figure all that stuff out later on.
Right. So, because this is going to count as a short rest, do you want to attune to the slippers? Because you can do so now. If you want.
Do you want to roll for them?
I don't really have much interest in spider climb. I know you've mentioned a few times, so if you want to attune to it, you can.
Alright, I'll do that.
Okay. So you...
I have no magic items, so why not?
Yep. Well, we do each have a bag of holding and some potions, but yes, this is the first attunement required one.
Yeah.
So, you attune to the slippers.
Yep.
And you basically start wearing them in place of whatever you were wearing before, I guess. Yeah, they're...
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Well, they're quite comfortable, and they don't seem to be as durable as regular shoes or boots. It's up to you if you want.
Yeah, but boots are better for running around in the wilderness.
Okay,
Slippers?
so you're attuned to them, but bear in mind, you're not wearing them at the moment, so you will have to put them on if you ever want to use them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think boots are more something I would rather be using in the wilderness.
Well, he wasn't using. He was using these in place of boots, so they are magical in nature, and that can help with that, obviously.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I may change my mind. That's easy enough to put on a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
But for the moment, I'm just gonna use my own feet.
All right. So we get a short rest,
Yep.
which means we get a spell slot back, and we can roll a hit die if you want.
I'm only down 3 hit points.
All right, I was down 8. I'm back up to full now.
Alright. That's fine, yeah. Might as
You
well.
can't roll below 3, so you're back up to full.
Yeah, I know. And I do have 2 hit die I can roll, so I'll just use 1. That's fine. So, I don't have to worry about that.
Just gonna.
And, I think we should have a chat with Mustafa.
All right. I say.
Because he's, I assume, at the moment, in charge of the village.
At the moment, I think they were taking Bilius to the watchtower, so that's probably a good place to look.
Oh, that was a while back now.
Yeah. He may still be there, though. It is technically his post.
Alright.
I say. So, on another note, what are you and I going to do now?
Well, I think I'm going to have a chat with my parents.
Okay.
I
I've said my goodbyes to my family, so I think I'm going to give you a moment to say goodbye to yours. Or how?
Well, it has to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them up to speed first on
Situation.
this threat.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them about Vern's Run. And apparently this Court of the Seven seems to have interest in our little world here. And of course, there's Bree, who we've already told to head towards Vern Run. And I am going to tell them I have to go and I have to go check this out. And also, I have to go and find Bree and make sure she's okay.
They understand, because you get this feeling they may have seen that this was something that would be coming, possibly, and they do understand that there is now a definite threat, and they just want you to be safe, and they know you can take care of that. The two of us can take care of ourselves at this point.
Well, it is a responsibility, and a responsibility I'm taking seriously, that we do need to deal with this, because I don't want anything to happen to you guys, so it looks like I'm going to be heading off.
Yeah. Well, they hug you and wish you the best of luck. They also make sure you have basically packed everything that you're going to need, as in they literally make sure that you've packed everything that you're going to need.
Yep.
Yeah. And
then, after that, I want to go and talk to Bree's parents for a few minutes.
Before we do that, one moment, my familiar wants out.
Yeah.
There you go, Alice. Okay, so you're heading to the Tea Leaf Tavern then.
Yep. And I want to let them know that probably tomorrow, not today, or maybe in a day or two. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to keep my promise to them, and I'm going to go and find and make sure Bree is okay.
Okay. They understand the situation, and they realize that a great deal of things have happened. Admittedly, the Plateau may seem a bit safer for Bree at the moment, but they understand that she's probably going to be happier off it at the moment. But they're glad that we're going after her. That is definitely a weight off their mind.
We'll make sure she's safe.
Yeah. Alright.
And that's pretty much everything, except having to go and talk to Mustafa and let him know what my intent or our intentions are as well.
Alright. Well, we can easily do that now. So where do you want to look for him?
It's gonna head out, and if I see him, I'll go talk to him. If I don't, I'll head towards the watchtower.
After looking around for him for a few moments, we don't see him, so we just think he's probably at the watchtower at this point.
Yep.
Okay, we go there. And for the first time in a very long time, the cells are filled.
No.
We have Varus, we have the cultist of Mithras, and we have Bilius, who is the only one who has a hammer and is still shackled in his cell, obviously, because...
Yeah.
And the rest of the Watcher here, and Mustafa is at the desk, seeming to be processing lots of paperwork. You think he's keeping busy about the fact that he just lost his...
Lost a friend.
and his employer, for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. And I'll fill him in on our plans. It's time that we headed out. I want to deal with, first off, this possible threat from the Court of the Seven. And, of course, I have to go find Bree.
He understands.
Sure
he also appreciates the fact that you're filling him in on all of the possible threats that have... There. Now, he's starting to realize that the plateau does not seem as isolated as it used to.
Yes. So, there's going to be a number of trials, I guess.
Yes, he says. He says, proper ones this time. He says, with as much of the village leadership that's left, I suppose.
Well, I have a suggestion.
What is it?
Well, I mean, you guys have a lot to do. You have a lot of rebuilding to do. And Aquans and myself are going to be leaving. We can just take them with us. Not really. Just see them safely to the bottom of the cliff is what I mean by that. After that, they can do whatever they want.
Roll a persuasion check. With advantage, actually. Because this solves a lot of problems for him.
Well,
12?
12.
Is that what you said? You see him consider it for a moment as it like this would effectively deal with all of the issues.
Yeah.
But you see the fact that he is still an officer of the law, and he can't bring himself to see them not face justice.
Yeah, I understand.
He says,
You do realize if they lose their trials, they're going to get chucked off the plateau to their deaths.
he says, we may be able to mitigate that somewhat. The good news is the cult of Mithras is more or less destroyed. And it was there.
Yeah, good riddance to
you see, you can look over your shoulder. You can see the cults in the cell scowling. It's like he does want to say not all destroyed, but he doesn't want to say it out loud. Effectively,
All
right. It was their tradition, so we may be able to abolish it now and come up with something less grievous. Though he looks over and says, "We might need more cells if we keep that up." This is the fact that we do only have the 3.
Yes. Well, that is a political and a legal thing that I am not going to get involved in. That is entirely up to you and, I guess, Albert. I mean, basically you and my mom and Albert are the remaining authorities up here.
Says, I'm sure the 3 of us will be like-minded on this, though. Albrecht, once he got over the fact that we probably would not be throwing them off the plateau, suggested banishment as a possibility from the village.
That's what I just said.
They do have to face trial first. If you two would like to wait around until then.
How long till the trial?
It's probably going to be weeks. They haven't even set up Varus's yet, and he's first in line.
Well, sorry.
such things happen.
Well, you can always banish them down that pit with all the traps that mostly are sprung at this point. And then they can...
He seems to recall that with a bit of sympathetic pain, and he's like, I'm not sure that's a more lenient sentence, but that will be a matter for another day. You can tell that. You can tell everyone
shake
who
him by the hand and wish him luck.
You can tell that he, much like everyone else who was involved in that fight, is probably exhausted and spent.
It's exhausting. So only a matter of seconds, but it's exhausting. That's it. We'll go back home and probably just rest up for the rest of the day.
So we take a long rest.
Yep.
Alright, so reset the hit die you used. Back to regain your spell slots. I get new portents. Well, someone's not going to be happy. Alright, and so after we finish our long rest, we just wait for the dawn, I suspect.
Well, I'll probably sit around with my parents and chat and reminisce about all the times of growing up and everything. But we have to get after those guys.
Yep. So basically, we rise with the sun, more or less, for the second day in a row.
Yeah.
And we head towards the last spot we saw Bree.
Yep.
Scaffolding. And as the two of us approach, I say, well, this has a different feel to it this time, at least. This time it's hope as
If you want, I can kick you in the nads as I do a backflip off of this.
No, thank you.
Alright.
I say, well, Jonas, I think it's time.
Give my parents one last hug.
Yeah.
And then...
They walk with us, obviously. You also see
then...
Bree's parents and Perrin approaching in the distance.
I'll give them a hug, too.
They're wishing
Tell them
well.
don't worry about it.
And
we will get word back to you. Oh, and
Cora holds up a backpack and hands it to you. It says that this is full of things for Bree.
Cool. I snap my fingers, have my owl up here, and say, she will be back. I'll get her to hold the message, and I'll get word to you as soon as I can.
All right. And after that, they give us a bit of distance, and I say, well, I think it's time we...
So who wants the honors on the spell?
High roll.
All right. 15.
19.
Ah!
So I will cast Featherfall for us.
As we're falling, please.
Yeah. And we, with a last bit of emotion as we leave the place we've called home our entire lives, you and I jump, and I cast Featherfall, and we float down. In a manner similar to what Bree did the last time we saw her. We wave goodbye in midair because we can do that. As we float down. It's a surreal sight, but it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
We touch down on some rocky ground. We see some rolling hills in front of us. And we look down we look down to the ground. We hear some crunching at our feet. We see a sight that we probably knew was there, but we've never seen before. This ground is littered with bones off of the end of the scaffolding. Some of them quite old and quite crushed, and some of which have been picked clean by animals. And 30 years probably does look a bit like how long since someone's been thrown off before Bree. Yep. And as we look around, we look east towards the rising sun, and we set our course in that direction, heading towards Bree. His path. And And I think we're going to call it there for tonight. So thank you for watching us, everyone. Bit of a not quite even episodes this time, but that happened. That's okay. It happens. It was a long fight. Thank you for sticking through that with us.
Oh, don't forget, there's one more bit of news.
Oh, that is true. As we're leaving the plateau, this is going to be the milestone for us reaching 3rd level. So, yes. It's possibly, some people might say it's a little overdue, but we prefer a little bit of a gap between levels, I think. Let's just...
So we're finally leaving the minor leagues and getting into some much better power levels, I think.
This is the literal sense. I think this is the level where you start to, where for wizards at least, this is where apprenticeship ends, I think.
Yeah. So now we'll have 4 tricks.
Yes, we're going to get double the number of spell slots we currently have, and we're going to get 2 more, and we're going to get some more hit points. But we're going to do all that off camera because it's mostly boring, and it'll mean when we come back for Chapter 10, there'll be some surprises in store, which you will be running. Yes. You will be running the first off-plateau episode.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. So thank you.
Went into the plateau, so kind of weird not being there anymore.
True. All of the maps that you prepared for us that were so lovely, we're not using them anymore.
We might come back.
We might
someday,
but it's not going to be used for anytime soon.
No. Alrighty.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this. Please remember to like and subscribe, and please, I hope you'll all continue this journey with us as we leave the plateau, leave childhood behind to see the world ahead. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye all.